Adam's life was a whirlwind, a blur of meetings, deadlines, and the relentless pursuit of success. He barely noticed the people around him, his focus narrowed to the screen of his phone or the ticking clock on the wall. The world in his eyes was a sea of faces, each one blending into the next. He was, after all, a man on a mission, and every second counted. Each day was a race against time, a symphony of keyboard clicks and hurried phone calls. He'd rush through the streets, coffee in hand, his mind already 3 steps ahead. The faces he passed, the tired commuters, the homeless man begging for change, the elderly woman struggling with her groceries, were mere obstacles in his path, their stories unheard, their struggles invisible to his preoccupied mind. He convinced himself that his single-mindedness was a virtue, a sign of ambition in a world that rewarded the relentless. He had goals, aspirations that left no room for distractions, for the trivialities of everyday life. He was, he believed, important, his time too valuable to be wasted on the insignificant problems of strangers. He didn't realize not yet that in his pursuit of greatness, he was losing sight of something far more important, his own humanity. Samiya, on the other hand, moved through the world like a silent whisper, her presence barely noticed. Every day was a struggle, a delicate balancing act between hope and despair. She had a son to feed, a roof to keep over their heads, a mountain of worries that never seemed to shrink. Yet despite her own hardships, she possessed a spirit of generosity that shone brighter than the sun.
She believed in the power of small acts of kindness, in the ripple effect of a single good deed. A smile to a stranger, a helping hand to someone in need. These were the things that gave her life meaning, that filled her heart with a quiet joy. She saw the good in everyone, even in those who seemed to have lost their way.
She volunteered at the local soup kitchen, her hands working tirelessly to serve warm meals to those less fortunate. She'd spend hours listening to the stories of the lonely and the lost, offering words of comfort and encouragement. She didn't have much, but what little she had she shared willingly, her heart overflowing with compassion. Their paths collided on a day much like any other. Adam, rushing to a crucial meeting, was oblivious to the world around him. He didn't see the uneven pavement, the loose cobblestone that sent him sprawling, his briefcase flying, papers scattering in the wind. He landed hard, pain shooting through his ankle, his phone clattering away, the screen cracked. Panic surged through him. His meeting, the presentation, the deal he'd been working on for months, it was all slipping away. He tried to get up, but the pain in his ankle was unbearable. He was stranded, helpless, his carefully constructed world crumbling around him.
That's when he saw her. A woman, her face etched with concern, her eyes filled with genuine worry. She didn't recognize him, the high-flying executive, the man who wouldn't have spared her a second glance just moments ago. All she saw was a person in need, and her instinct was to help. "Are you all right?" she asked, her voice soft but firm. "Let me help you."
Adam spent the next few days recovering at home, his ankle in a cast, his phone replaced, his life temporarily on hold. The woman, Samiya, as he learned her name to be, had not only helped him gather his belongings, but had also stayed with him until the ambulance arrived. She even visited him at the hospital, bringing him a book to read, her quiet presence a soothing balm to his anxiety. He learned about her life, her struggles, her unwavering optimism in the face of adversity. He heard about her son, a bright and cheerful boy named Leo, and the small one-room apartment they called home. He saw the way her face lit up when she talked about him, the love in her eyes, the fierce determination of a mother willing to do anything for her child.
"He's a wonderful boy," Adam said, a genuine smile spreading across his face. "You must be so proud of him."
Samiya's smile wavered slightly, a shadow crossing her features.
"He is," she said softly, her gaze fixed on her son. "He's the reason I keep going." She hesitated for a moment, then added, "He doesn't know about the shelter."
The words hung in the air, heavy with unspoken truths.
"Shelter?" Adam asked, his brow furrowed in confusion.
Samiya took a deep breath, her gaze meeting his.
We don't have a home, not anymore," she confessed, her voice barely above a whisper. "We've been staying at a homeless shelter for the past few weeks."
Adam was stunned. This woman, who had shown him such kindness, who had helped him in his moment of need, was homeless? The woman who volunteered at the soup kitchen, who always had a smile for everyone, was struggling to feed her own child? The world, which had seemed so clear, so black and white, suddenly shifted on its axis. He invited Samiya and Leo to have dinner with him that evening. Not at some fancy restaurant, but at his own apartment, where he cooked a simple meal of pasta and salad. As they ate, he listened, truly listened, to their story. He heard about the circumstances that had led to their eviction, the system that seemed designed to keep people trapped in poverty, the daily struggles that they faced with quiet dignity. That night, as Adam lay in bed, his thoughts raced. He couldn't shake the image of Samiya and Leo, their faces etched in his mind. He thought about his own life, his relentless pursuit of success, his disregard for those less fortunate. He realized, with a clarity that was both unsettling and liberating, that he had been living his life on autopilot, his heart closed off to the needs of others. The next morning, he woke up with a newfound sense of purpose. He called his lawyer, a friend from his university days, and explained Samiya's situation. He knew that he couldn't erase their struggles, but he could use his resources, his connections, to make a difference. He found them a place to stay, a small but comfortable apartment, and helped Samiya find a stable job that would allow her to provide for her son. He started volunteering at the soup kitchen alongside Samiya, his hands, once accustomed to typing on a keyboard, now ladling out soup and slicing bread. He began to see the world through different eyes, noticing the struggles of those around him, offering a helping hand whenever he could. Adam's transformation wasn't about grand gestures or sweeping changes. It was about the small acts of kindness, the everyday moments of connection, that made all the difference. He learned that true wealth wasn't measured in money or possessions, but in the richness of human connection, in the capacity to love and be loved. He realized that the people we often overlook, the ones who seem invisible in our busy lives, are often the ones who have the most to teach us. They remind us of the fragility of life, the importance of compassion, the transformative power of kindness. They are the unexpected saviors among us, the ones who show up when we least expect it, offering a helping hand, a shoulder to cry on, a reminder that even in the darkest of times, there is always hope to be found in the kindness of strangers.